Oh, hey, what's up guys? Welcome to today's video. I'm so excited to talk to you today about my Project Me update. So as you guys can see by the title, we're probably going to talk about something a little bit different than most updates that I have given about this cut that I've been on. So if you guys are new here, I'm Amanda, what's up? Nice to meet you. Hope you guys stay and subscribe and all that fun stuff. I have been on a cut, a diet. I've been in a caloric deficit, which means that I am trying to lose body fat right now. And I've been doing this for the last 18 weeks, I think. Correct me if I'm wrong, but I started on April 10th and it is now August 23rd. You guys are seeing this on August 25th, I believe. I have to look at my phone for that. Anyone who's not new here, I usually have to look at my phone to check the date every single time, but I got it right. Woohoo! Moving on. I'm going to walk you guys through my cut, what I've done, and where I'm at now, and my plans moving forward. So far, I have lost a total of 7 pounds. So I started at 139 pounds, which was, for me, the highest weight I've ever been at. I am 5'3", so that felt so far off for me. I've never really been more than 125 pounds my whole entire life. But after last year, after last prep, I was about 113 pounds and I was just like, I'm gonna eat all the food. And I did. And then I got up to 140 pounds or so. I embraced it. I embraced my curves. I embraced my new weight gain. However, I did feel really sluggish. I felt really tired. I felt really sloppy. I felt really puffy. I felt really like I didn't fit in my clothes and I just didn't really feel like great about myself. I know that with diet culture and with fitness and stuff, we're always told to become smaller and to lose body fat and all that stuff, and we should love ourselves the way that we are. And I have, I think, mastered loving myself where I am. It's one of those things that did not come easy. It came with a lot of time. It came with a lot of practice, but I think I got to a good spot regardless of still feeling at that, like, past my comfortable set point. What I wanted to do was go embark on this cut, and I wanted to lose body fat, get to a point where I felt really good in a place where I feel like I can maintain for a long period of time. Something that's not stage shredded and something that's not past my set point, but this place right in the middle. I have now hit a low weigh-in of 132 pounds a couple of weeks ago. I hover between like 133 and 135 on average, but that low weigh-in was a few weeks ago. So I would go ahead and say that 7 pounds total. I feel completely different. I look completely different. I'm getting people saying, oh my God, you look lean and all this stuff. So I'm like, cool, it worked. So I lost about 2 or 3 inches on my waist as well. And I could definitely say that this was a successful cut so far. A couple of things happened during this cut. I came into the cut knowing that this is going to be something that wasn't a contest prep diet. It wasn't going to be something where I had to lose a certain amount of weight by a certain period of time. I did not have to get on stage in a sparkly bikini. I did not have to compete against other very lean people with very lean bodies. I only had to do this cut for myself and for me. That being said, I knew that there was a certain point where I didn't want to get to. So a couple of things that did happen along the way. I went to Hawaii, I went on vacation, so I had a full week off. I also was at a point in this like cut where I got into like a mental funk and I lost motivation with training. I think I was just kind of like sad and feeling really not good about stuff that was going on online, and I just got really sad, so I lost motivation with training. I have gained it back. I've gained like confidence back and all that stuff. So life happens, and that's something that you have to kind of just take whatever phase of life that you're in, especially if you're in a cutting phase. So, and something that I really wanted to touch on with this video is that everything we do comes with a cost, right? So what do I mean by that? I'm gonna get into it in just a minute, but before we talk about that, I wanna talk about your metabolism. And I've been talking about metabolism in a couple of videos, but I haven't really explained what it is. But I wanna talk about how everything that you do affects your metabolism. So what is metabolism? Your metabolism is the total energy expenditure of your body. So all of the bodily processes that it goes throughout the day make up your metabolism. The way that your metabolism changes, it probably starts in a certain place based off of your genetics, but the way that your metabolism changes is really based on how you treat your body, how much food you give it or how much food you don't give it, what your training's like, what your training isn't like. In terms of optimizing your metabolism, you need to eat food in order to have a fast metabolism. And you also have to have some muscle in order to continue to optimize your metabolism. Now, taking something like fat burners and green tea pills and all that stuff. It doesn't like magically make your metabolism better. The only thing that does is eating food. And I'm very well aware of that. And something that actually suppresses your metabolism, I've talked about this a couple of times before, is restricting your calories. I come from 3 years of experience in competing in bikini competitions where I have restricted my calories. And a couple of those times are pretty severe restriction of calories in order to get stage lean. And yeah, it was cool, it was for the competition and all that stuff, but it made my metabolism freaking suck. So what happened to my body was that it adapted to those lower calories. So now the total energy expenditure, my body doesn't need to expend as much energy because I'm not eating as much food, and it's just adapted over time. I've been competing for 3 years. I've done 8 competitions. I've done 4 preps or something like that. And every single time I have to eat less and less food to get lean. And that is just because my body has adapted to what I have done to it, if that makes sense. So if you guys can think back now what you have done for yourself and maybe where your metabolism is at, what have you done with your food and restricting it and stuff in the past? And is that why your metabolism is where it is? And if you guys want to learn another bit about metabolism, Paul Ravella just did a really great video about metabolism, so I'll link that video below. But moving forward, so I wanted to do a little compare and contrast on the differences of what I've done in this cut, which is like a lifestyle cut, and then what I've done in the past with the prep. So with the prep, it requires like 100% dedication. You're 100% dedicated to your cardio, to your training, no excuses. You have to track your calories and track your macronutrients on point within like 5 grams, sometimes even 1 gram, depending on how strict you are and how serious you are. And it's really like that no excuses mentality, and you just get it done. And I've done that a ton, and it's really taxing on your body. You're continuously lowering your food and lowering your calories in order to reach a goal. And some pros about that, or I've talked about it before, you feel really great in terms of you've accomplished something that's hard as shit. You have pushed through something, you've pushed through hard times, and you've been able to accomplish a goal regardless of what's going on in your life. But again, there's still that calorie restriction, lower food, lower cardio, higher dedication, and higher intensity of everything in general. And then because of that, a lot of like the thing that I talked about before, the cost that comes with that is that your work gets affected, your life gets affected, your mood gets affected. So over here, I did a lifestyle cut, and it was definitely very, very lifestyle-y. So I wasn't 100% dedicated all the time. I was probably about 90% dedicated. I'm a pretty dedicated person once it comes to it, but if there were times where I'd go out to eat, I wouldn't bring a food scale. I would just estimate my food. I went out to eat like 3 to 6 times a week, guys. I would get things like poke and Chipotle and like random restaurants that I would just estimate what I was eating and estimate the calories. Sometimes I wouldn't track all of the macros. I would just track the calories and make a good estimate to make sure that I was under my calorie limit for the day. And it's more sustainable, and it actually helps you get healthier versus like there's a point in a prep where you actually are getting less healthy. But if you're losing body fat that's not necessarily needing to be there, you're actually probably getting a little healthier. So for me personally, could I have gotten a little bit leaner? Probably. I probably could have lost a couple of extra pounds and hit my goal of a 10-pound weight loss versus a 7-pound weight loss. But what I gained without losing those extra 3 pounds or whatever is my sanity. And another good thing about the sustainable lifestyle cut was that after it, which is like where I kind of am now, I don't feel a massive desire to eat the entire world. I don't. And last year I did. I literally felt like I needed to eat all of the food in the world for months. Now I'm looking back and I'm like, why was I so ravenous? And it was because I was just restricting much more than I am now. And at this point, I'm good. I can kind of just chill here, and I'm not super hungry. I'm not at that extreme level. So now that we've talked a little bit about the backstory, what's going on now? What am I doing? What are my plans? Where am I at? So that being said, I was with my coach this weekend, William Grazione, and he came to San Diego for Brian's show, and he came to LA, and we talked a little bit. And the Friday before Brian's show, I didn't record this workout, but I had a workout with Tito, my trainer. Halfway through, I felt like I lost all of my strength. My arms felt like noodles. My body felt so weak. I literally gave everything I had in me to finish that workout. And it was one of like the first couple of workouts that I was like, yeah, this cut is affecting me. So I've been starting to notice over the last like 3 weeks or so, a couple of weeks after we got back from Hawaii, which was about like a month and a half ago, I had noticed a few weeks ago that this cut was finally starting to affect me. So a couple of things that I felt included. It was impacting my mood, so I was not the positive and radiant happy self that I usually am all the time. Not all of the time, you know, like normal amount of human time, but I was not that person. I was definitely more moody, more anxious, and more angry. Things would kind of like trigger me a little bit more than normal, that kind of thing. The workouts were definitely being impacted and suffering. So like that workout, a lot of my workouts have been just kind of like meh, been going through the motions, aside from like the Tito ones because he keeps me in the zone. But the ones that are just me, I feel really, really not focused, and I feel like I'm not able to give it my all, or like it's a really big struggle. And last thing that it's been impacting is my work. So I've had to take like some naps in the middle of the day and sleeping a little bit later. So I'm not doing my morning routine. I haven't been doing like the reading and the meditating in the morning because I feel like I need that extra hour, hour and a half of sleep. So it's affecting my life at this point. So that being said, this past weekend, I was with my coach at Brian's show. You guys saw that I had that physique and I had like a free meal. I talked to my coach and we decided that this cut is officially over. I think. So what I mean by that is that I'm no longer going to be eating in a caloric deficit. So I had two choices here that I talked to my coach about. First choice was to continue to lower calories. So my calories have been the same for about the last 3 or 4 weeks or so. I've been doing a 5 low carb day, 2 high carb day split, where my calories have been the same on those low and then those high days for about 3 or 4 weeks now. I hit a low weigh-in probably 2 or 3 weeks ago, like I said, that 132, but I have not hit that low weigh-in again since, and I have been like increasing cardio a little bit with Tito and the bike riding and stuff like that. So that being said, I knew that my other option was to lower calories, increase cardio, regardless of me feeling like shit. That was that one option. The other option is to stay here and stay at maintenance, because in the beginning of Project Me, I said that I did not want this cut to swallow up my life. I did not want to get to the point where I continue to push past the diet feels just to lose the extra couple of pounds. And that's not what Project Me is all about. Project Me is to get to a point where I felt really good and to not just do it just so I can get super shredded and super lean, but just feel in a good, happy, comfortable place. And I knew that that's not a line that I wanted to cross. The cost, like I said before, the cost was not worth it. The juice is not worth the squeeze at this point. So this is official announcement, I guess, like such a big deal. Official announcement that I'm actually stopping the cut, staying at maintenance. So what I did, and this is something that you guys can do too, is I'm not slowly adding calories back in by like 3 grams of carbs and 1 gram of fat. Like I could like swallow that amount of calories by accident if I wanted to. I'm actually just jumping up to like an estimated maintenance-ish amount of calories, which is like right where I've taken diet breaks and stuff before, and staying there for about 3 or 4 weeks, see what happens. I basically just picked a carb number that was in the middle of my high carb day and low carb day. I stuck with the fat number that was like right in between that as well. Kept protein pretty much the same. My thought process with this like next 3 weeks or so is that probably gonna maintain my body weight because I'm at maintenance. I'm not eating too much, I'm not eating too little, probably just gonna chill and stay the same, which may or may not have even happened if I stayed in the cut, which who knows. But I know that I'm gonna start feeling better. I know that I'm gonna start feeling more alive. I know that my workouts are going to start improving again. I know I'm gonna be recovering better. And you know what? The whole goal of this is to now rebuild my metabolism. We are doing Project Me Phase 2, the metabolism building phase, the rebuild phase of my metabolism, which my goal is to add calories in, so I'm not at this like low calorie amount. The only way, like I said in the beginning, to increase your metabolism is to eat food. Like you gotta eat food and your body's gotta start fueling itself on that higher amount of calories. But when you're in a deficit, it's much more easy for your body to gain body fat back. So that's why those people who might be coming out of contest prep, or maybe even me, we have to pay a little bit more close attention. So I'm still gonna be tracking my macros and my calories for the time being. My goal is to not be tracking in the future, but I know that because my metabolism suppression process was pretty slow, it took about 3 years to get to that like really suppressed point. It's not gonna happen in like the next month. It's gonna happen after a period of time where I'm rebuilding and focusing on that and adding calories back in slowly. So that being said, thank you guys for watching this video. I hope you guys enjoyed it, enjoyed my update. I'm gonna give you guys a physique update right now. And in the next video, I'm going to be talking all about, the next video or the video video after, don't quote me on this. I'm gonna be talking all about reverse dieting and that whole process and what my plans are and what it is and when you should use it, why you should use it, all of that fun stuff. So if you have any questions about reverse dieting, drop them in the comment section below. Give this video a thumbs up. Here is the physique update. I'll catch you guys in the next video. I love you all. That was one big like breath. I love you guys, and I'll catch you guys in the next one.